Well, I've been really good about working and not taking a whole lot of video, and even when I am taking a video, it seems like I haven't been uploading a whole lot, but it is what it is, I guess. So I'll catch you guys up to date with the Massey Ferguson 175 build that is being built on a 446 chassis. So just to clarify, if I use the term case or Massey Ferguson build, I'm talking about this. So in the last video, you guys saw the tractor when it was basically a rolling chassis, and you guys saw the engine in the bed of my truck. Since then, I have sourced a Massey Ferguson 10 hood and grill from a friend of mine. I'm just using it for mock-up. This is not mine to keep, let's put it that way, so I can't cut it up or anything like that. However, the tractor is all cut up. The front section of the frame is right there. So the section that I stretched, basically I'm not going to use most of that. What I'll probably end up using is just where the front frame horns are that stick down for the mower deck mule drive or attachment mule drive. Pretty much from that point forward, I'm going to use, but the rest of the frame rail section I'm not, because the engine is wide enough that basically at least at the front of the engine, where those mounts are, that's basically as wide as the outside of the tractor frame. So I'm gonna have to build frame rails on the outside of what's there for the front axle section. I'll get more into depth with that when I get to that point, but for now I am just focusing on getting the engine bolted to the tractor, because I am setting this up like a farm tractor where the engine is the frame, or the middle section of the frame. A friend of mine brought over some 14-inch by 14-inch 3/16 plate, and I already traced out an adapter plate. Really all that does is take up the gap from where the flywheel sticks out, because as you can see, the flywheel sticks out. It's about just shy of 1/8 of an inch. So the 3/16 adapter ring basically just moves the flywheel housing back just enough that it'll clear that. And then I have some 3/8 plate, 14-inch by 14-inch on its way. So then I can cut basically just the outside and leave the center completely closed, and then open up just the center portion just enough for the hydraulic pump, which is going to sit down in there. And once I get those plates made and I get the hydraulic pump bolted to the back of the engine, I can figure out how much farther back I can set the engine into the tractor, because as of right now I could trim this up and over pretty much, and this side can go all the way back to the frame, so I can move it back about 1 inch. The other side is not quite like this, not like this side here, so I'll have to do a little bit more trimming, but that's my goal, is to at least get it 1 inch further back. There's really nothing else that needs to go on back here besides the hydraulic pump and then hydraulic reservoir and a battery, but even then the hydraulic reservoir tank might be moved somewhere else. We will see. Or I'm going to have to get creative and find a place to put the battery, just like the Sears. Because I imagine that a lawn and garden battery is not going to start this behemoth. Yes, I am playing with turbos. No, I am not going twin turbo. But my goal is to put a turbo on this engine. It just, I don't know, it seems about right. Size wise, seems about right. So I've been playing with that. I probably will end up making my own exhaust manifold. I'll take that one off because I really need an exhaust manifold where it comes straight out, and then might have it more towards the center where it exits. But I can take some of that spare 3/8 plate that I'll be getting the cutoff sections, and I have a plasma cutter. That little unit right on top there is a plasma cutter, TIG welder, stick welder combo. And I can burn myself some flanges. And then I have some leftover 1.5 inch pipe from the Custom 7 exhaust build. And now on to what I've done with the engine. So I don't know if I mentioned it in the video or not, that I got this engine for a song and a dance compared to what these things usually go for, because it had an injection pump problem. It would start up and it would run, but it would only run at full throttle. It would go straight to full throttle, and then even then when you go to shut it off with the pull to stop, it didn't really seem like it was doing much. So yesterday I took the stop assembly off as well as the throttle assembly off, and found out that the control rack and the injection pump was really stiff. It still moved, like I could pry on it and it would move, but it was stiff. So I pulled the intake manifold off, the injection lines, pulled the injection pump out, and I found out that basically cylinder number 3 in the injection pump, the plunger was stuck up. So when this thing did run, it was actually only running on 2 cylinders in the video that I saw, and when I looked back at the video, it sounded like it was only on 2 cylinders. So last night I took everything apart, I cleaned everything up. I probably spent 6 hours or so. It's a good thing I had the day off yesterday. At least 6, if not 7 hours going through that injection pump. Now I have respect for those that rebuild these things, and you wonder why they cost so much money. It's because it's a very tedious process. It's not hard to go through them, but you definitely want to take your time and make sure everything is spotless, and then put it back together using diesel fuel as a lubricant. And the metering rods are no longer stuck. The plungers go up and down as they should. The throttle actually works now like it should, and you can actually hear the stop lever contacting the control rack. So everything moves just the way it should now, and well, I'm hoping that fixes all the problems with the engine. We will find out as soon as I get the engine bolted to the tractor, and then get the front frame section figured out, and then we could fire it up and let it run a little bit and hear it for ourselves before we get too involved with it. I still don't know if I'm going to try and make this tractor mow grass again. It'd be kind of neat if you could throw a deck underneath this thing. So I slid a Ingersoll 3016 electric PTO off the front. It's not the right size shaft, and the shaft is actually splined, but this is pretty much, and of course the radiator fan's too big, but I may be running an electric fan just because of size wise, because the hood or that grill section is pretty narrow, and as it is, that fan does not even fit underneath the hood. But the belt would go down to the mule drive and then under. So depending on how things play out with this tractor, it might actually be a functional tractor, which I think would be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty darn neat. And picked up the front wheels that I'm using on the tractor. And these are 3-inch wide, 12-inch rims, like what would be on the front of a Economy Power King, or like an older one, or a two-wheel walk-behind tractor. A lot of those had those wheels on them. So I picked those up. Those will go on the front. The tires that are on there, I mean, they're in all right shape, but I'm thinking I want to go with tri-ribs. We'll see if those tires hold air. If they don't, then I'll get a set of tri-ribs for it. And then the rear tires, I'm thinking I want to find another set of rims, because these are the rears that were on it, and these are the fronts that were on the tractor. But the tires on these are in pretty good shape overall, and they still hold air. So I really don't want to break these down, take these tires off to put the Firestone Ag tires on. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and find another set of rims to throw the Ag tires on, and then I can throw the turfs on if I want to mow with it. Just that way it won't tear the crap out of the yard. But it's really all there is that's new with this thing. I mean, I know it's a lot, but tractors look like this for about the last week plus now, and it's just a lot of the little small stuff. It's like waiting for that plate that took me a while, and now I thought I had an air pressure regulator for the plasma cutter, and I don't, so I have to go and run to town and get a air pressure regulator. But I'm not one of those guys that's just going to go driving all the way up to Menards to buy just one thing. I will wait until I have a shopping list to make it worth my trip and time. I'll kill about easy an hour just driving to and from, and even if I knew exactly where the air pressure regulator was, I'd easily kill an hour. Whereas I can be here at home and doing other things. But with that being said, it's really all I have for you guys for now, and hopefully next time you guys see this tractor, that engine will have both the plates on it, it'll have the hydraulic pump on it, and maybe the 3/8 plate will actually be welded to the tractor. We will see. But till then, I will catch you guys in the next one.